What if the tastiest, toughest, and most life-saving vegetables vanished from your plate centuries ago, and you didn't even notice? Back in the medieval world, farmers grew a dozen incredible crops that fueled empires, healed the sick, and survived brutal winters. Today, they're ghosts in our gardens. Stick with me as we unearth 12 forgotten medieval superstars that deserve a comeback and might just change how you eat forever. First up, meet Skirret, the sweet survivor that'll make you rethink carrots forever. Imagine a veggie so naturally sugary it doubled as a medieval dessert, and so chill it practically grew itself. These slim, white roots were sweeter than carrots or parsnips, quietly multiplying underground like some kind of buried candy factory. No fuss, no drama. Back in the Middle Ages, everyone was obsessed. Peasants relied on it as a winter lifeline when fields turned to ice, and kings? They demanded it in their fancy castle gardens. Old texts even nicknamed it the poor man's sugar. Talk about a glow-up for a root. So why'd it vanish? Modern farming ditched it for flashier, faster crops that couldn't handle a medieval winter if their lives depended on it. Low maintenance, delicious, and tough as nails, Skirret's basically screaming for a garden comeback. Who's ready to plant this royal snack? Next up, say hello to Alexander's, the all-edible rebel with attitude. This plant was so bold it crashed medieval gardens like that one uninvited guest who brings the best snacks, and trust me, everyone loved it. Picture this, a towering green beast with bright yellow flowers, dishing out edible goodies from top to bottom, stems that taste like celery, seeds that double as pepper, even leaves and flowers you could toss into anything. It was a free-for-all food source, popping up wild on cliffs and roadsides like it owned the place. The Romans dragged it to Britain, and Alexander's just smirked and said, "Thanks, I'll take it from here," spreading like wildfire without a care. Medieval folks couldn't get enough of this self-sufficient wonder until celery rolled in around the 1700s and stole its thunder. A flavor bomb that grows itself and laughs at garden rules. Seriously, why aren't we eating Alexanders everywhere? Time to let this rebel rule again. Number 3's a quiet legend, Good King Henry, the reliable multitasker that's basically a medieval Swiss Army knife. No drama, just results. This perennial green churned out iron-packed leaves and tender shoots that tasted like asparagus, coming back year after year like a loyal friend you never have to water. In medieval times, it was a total lifesaver, sprouting early to fight off spring famines with a vitamin C punch when food was scarce. Peasants and monks adored it, and get this, they called it all good because it didn't stop at dinner. Folks even slapped its leaves on wounds like nature's band-aid. So why'd we ditch it? Big commercial crops elbowed this humble hero out of the spotlight. Nutrition, flavor, and reliability rolled into one. Good King Henry's a triple threat we've slept on for way too long. Time to crown this king again, don't you think? Number 4's a sneaky genius, Salsify, the oyster imposter that had medieval monks doing a double take. What if a root veggie tricked you into thinking you're eating seafood? These long, thin roots turn into an uncanny oyster-like treat when cooked, smooth, savory, and totally mind-blowing. Back in the Middle Ages, it was a Lent MVP, letting monks skip meat and fish without missing a beat, all while storing like a champ through brutal winters. Monasteries guarded it like a secret weapon. Records brag it was their fasting hack, no fish required. So why'd it fade? Modern farming got impatient. Salsify's slow growth didn't fit their need for speed vibe. This gourmet twist from the past could shake up your winter meals. Salsify's begging for a spot on your plate again. Ready to taste the trickery? Fifth in line is Medlar, the misunderstood delicacy that looks like nature's oops moment. Seriously, this fruit's a small, brown mess straight off the tree, rock hard and bitter enough to pucker your face off. But medieval folks? They waited weeks for it to blet, turning it into a soft, sweet, spiced mush that's like cinnamon applesauce with a twist. It was their rare late autumn jackpot, perfect for winter tarts and jellies when everything else was gone. And the fun part? Its open bottom shape earned it some rude nicknames that'd make you blush. Medieval humor was next level savage, so why'd we drop it? Today's all about instant fruit fixes, and Medlar's slow charm got left behind. Patience pays off with this quirky gem. Bring Medlar back and taste the weird wonder for yourself. Sixth on our list is chickweed, the vitamin C champion that's probably sneaking around your yard right now. This tiny weed looks like nothing special, with delicate green leaves and little white flowers, but don't be fooled, it's a medieval lifesaver packed with more vitamin C than a truckload of oranges. Back in the day, it was free food for all, nobles tossed it in salads, peasants piled it in winter soups, and everyone leaned on it when times got tough. Get this, it's got 7 times the vitamin C of oranges, making it their go-to shield against scurvy before anyone even knew what that was. So why'd we ditch it? Modern herbicide slapped a pest label on this prize, spraying it out of existence. Chickweed's practically begging us to stop the chemicals and start munching. Why not give this tiny hero a spot on your plate? Seventh up is Scorzonera, a veggie wrapped in a wild myth about curing snake bites, but it's real magic? Keeping medieval bellies full when the world got harsh. Picture this, long, black-skinned roots hiding sweet, nutty flesh inside, like the vegetable kingdom's best-kept secret. It's got a mild vibe, think hints of asparagus with a walnut twist, that made it a quiet star in kitchens centuries ago. Back in the Middle Ages, this wasn't just food, it was treasure. Monasteries hoarded it like gold, and for good reason, it was a fasting season rock star. When meat was off the table, Scorzonera stepped up, delivering flavor and staying fresh through months of cold, dark days. Medieval folks harvested it in autumn, buried it in cool sand cellars, and pulled it out crisp and tasty even into summer. In a world with no fridges, that was pure survival wizardry. The snakebite story? That's where it gets fun. The name Scorzonera comes from the Italian scorzone, meaning venomous snake. Early herbalists swore its roots could neutralize poison, and while that's been debunked, the legend stuck. Imagine a monk in a drafty cloister, scribbling in a 1500s ledger, "Grow Scorzonera, tastes great, might save you from a viper." Spoiler, it didn't, but it did something better. Beyond fasting, it was a medicinal MVP. Doctors brewed its roots into teas to calm upset stomachs or purify the blood, whatever that meant back then. Monasteries loved it so much it was a staple in their gardens, tucked between herbs and prayer books. And here's a kicker, say I'm harvesting my Scorzonera at a dinner party, watch your friends' faces. They'll either think you're a wizard or you've got an exotic car in the garage. It's that kind of name. So how'd something this cool fade away? Blame refrigeration. Once we could keep carrots and peas fresh year-round, the need for hardcore storage crops like Scorzonera vanished. Modern grocery stores didn't care about a root that takes time to peel and doesn't scream, "Instagram me." But that's where they got it wrong. This isn't just a vegetable, it's a survivor with swagger. It grows steady in tough soils, laughs at frost, and delivers a flavor you won't find in the produce aisle's usual suspects. Medieval cooks roasted it, boiled it, even mashed it into hearty winter dishes. Versatile doesn't even cover it. Scorzonera's too good to stay forgotten. It's got the taste to impress foodies, the toughness to thrive in your backyard, and a name that makes you sound like you've got secrets. We've got fridges now, sure, but why settle for bland when you can dig into history? This root's begging for a comeback, flavorful, rugged, and dripping with medieval cred. So, next time you're planting, skip the boring stuff. Grab some Scorzonera seeds and let this snakebite myth-turned-kitchen king steal the show. Eighth on our list is a total imposter, Welsh onions, which aren't from Wales and aren't even true onions, but medieval farmers? They couldn't live without these green machines. Picture this, sturdy, hollow shoots with that sharp, oniony kick, popping back up every year like clockwork. No replanting, no fuss, just pure, perennial goodness. These bad boys came from East Asia, likely hitching a ride along trade routes by the 1200s, and once they hit Europe, farmers went wild. Why? They were the ultimate winter warriors. When snow buried everything else, Welsh onions stayed green, dishing out fresh flavor in the leanest months. Medieval cooks chopped the shoots into soups, stews, and salads, anything needing a punch when the pantry was bleak. The real magic? One plant could last decades. You'd stick it in the ground, and it'd multiply into clumps you could split off forever. A medieval gardening text even bragged that a single clump fed a family for 10 years. Talk about bang for your buck. It wasn't just about food either. Those greens packed vitamins when scurvy was lurking around every corner. Imagine a peasant in a freezing hut, slicing up Welsh onions while the wind howled outside, practical, reliable, and a little bit of hope in every bite. They weren't flashy like bulb onions with their big, round payoff, but they didn't need to be. These were the steady workhorses of the garden, always there when you needed them. So why'd they fade? Bigger bulb onions strutted in and won the popularity contest. Modern folks wanted that one-and-done harvest, not a plant that keeps on giving. Welsh onions got pushed aside, their quiet resilience no match for the supermarket's love of uniformity. But here's the thing, they're low-effort, high-reward champs. Plant once, harvest forever, and get that oniony zing without breaking a sweat. They laugh at frost, thrive in rough soil, and don't care if you forget them for a season. Welsh onions deserve a comeback crown. Why mess with annuals when you can have a forever green that's been feeding families since the Dark Ages? Dig out a spot, plant these legends, and let them prove they've still got it. Ninth up is Fat Hen, the superweed that crashed the medieval party and turned out to be a nutritional rock star. This isn't your average garden guest, it's a wild, scrappy plant that showed up uninvited in fields, paths, and waste patches across Europe, loaded with protein-rich leaves and seeds you could grind into flour. Medieval folks didn't just shrug and pull it, they saw gold. When famine hit and crops failed, Fat Hen was the MVP, sprouting everywhere like it had a personal mission to keep people alive. Archaeologists have dug up its seeds in ancient food pits, proof it wasn't a last resort but a regular on the table. Peasants boiled the leaves like spinach, tossed them raw into salads, or mashed them into stews for a peppery kick. Meanwhile, the seeds? Ground into gritty flour for bread when wheat was a pipe dream. It was survival food with swagger. But here's the twist, it wasn't just for humans. Chickens went nuts for it, and the name Fat Hen comes from how plump and egg-happy hens got munching this stuff. Picture a medieval farm, kids gathering leaves for soup, chickens clucking over scraps, everyone thriving on this freebie. And thriving's the word, modern tests show it's a nutritional beast. More iron than spinach, more protein than cabbage, more calcium than kale. If medieval nutritionists had existed, they'd have slapped superfood on it and called it a day. It was especially clutch in winter or after bad harvests, when green anything was rare. Fat Hen didn't care about seasons or soil, it grew like a weed because, well, it was one, and that's what made it brilliant. So why'd we kick it to the curb? Farmers declared war. As agriculture got serious, Fat Hen went from hero to villain, labeled a crop-stealing pest. Herbicides and plows teamed up to wipe it out, ignoring the fact that it was feeding people long before their precious barley ever did. Today, we walk past it in vacant lots, clueless that it's a powerhouse waiting to be picked. It's almost insulting. Here's a plant that needs zero effort, delivers top-tier nutrition, and even fattens your livestock, and we're still spraying it dead? Fat Hen's a free superfood screaming for a comeback. Imagine tossing its leaves in your next salad or grinding its seeds for a nutty flour boost. History's handing you a cheat code, and it's growing wild right now. This weed's got grit, flavor, and a resume that shames half the stuff in your fridge. Why are we still ignoring it? Ditch the weed killer, grab a basket, and let Fat Hen crash your kitchen like it did the medieval world. It's earned its spot back. 10th in line is Lovage, the flavor giant that's basically celery on steroids. Imagine a towering herb, stretching over 6 feet tall, with an intense celery parsley mashup that hits your taste buds like a freight train. Every part's edible, leaves, stems, seeds, even the roots, and medieval kitchens and pharmacies bowed to its power. This wasn't just a seasoning, it was a takeover. One sprig could transform a bland pot of soup into a masterpiece, while dried leaves spiced up meat, seeds jazzed up bread, and roots boiled down like parsnips. It even doubled as a candied treat, hollow stems turned into medieval candy sticks. But Lovage didn't stop at flavor, it healed. Packed with oils, it soothed bloated stomachs, eased digestion, and acted as a gentle diuretic. Monks brewed it into teas for troubles of the gut, as a 13th century record puts it. Roman soldiers kicked off its reign, lugging seeds across Europe as they conquered, planting it wherever their boots hit dirt, its conquest in herb form. By medieval times, every monastery garden had a Lovage patch, thriving for decades with zero drama. One plant could live 20 years, shrugging off harsh winters and bouncing back each spring like it owned the place. Gardeners must have thought it was cheating, huge flavor, massive yields, and tough as nails, all from a single root. It was the ultimate multitasker, a cook's dream, a healer's ally, and a gardener's low-maintenance buddy. So why'd it fade? Exotic spices crashed the party. As trade routes brought cinnamon and pepper to Europe, Lovage's bold, homegrown vibe got overshadowed by the new kids on the block. It didn't help that modern palates started favoring milder herbs. Lovage's intensity was too much for some. But that's exactly why it's a titan worth reviving. It's flavor and medicine in one glorious package. Plant it once, and you've got a lifetime of soups that sing and a natural remedy stash. Why settle for parsley when you can unleash this beast? Lovage laughs at frost, towers over puny herbs, and delivers a punch that's been missing from our kitchens too long. Bring this giant back, your taste buds and your gut will thank you. 11th up is corn salad, the winter whisperer that's got zero corn in it, just pure sneaky brilliance. These tender, nutty leaves popped up like magic after medieval grain harvests, thriving when icy winds hit hard. No flashy name, no big ego, just a quiet green that delivered fresh bites when nothing else dared grow. Farmers loved it for that. It was their winter lifeline, packed with omega-3s and iron to keep hunger and weakness at bay. While the world froze, corn salad stayed lush, offering a mild, slightly nutty flavor that turned bland meals into something special. Get this, it's got 3 times the good fats of iceberg lettuce. Think of it as a health ninja hiding in plain sight. So why'd it vanish? Lettuce muscled in, flexing longer shelf life and easier harvests. Corn salad's subtle charm didn't stand a chance against the supermarket hustle. But it's too tasty and tough to stay forgotten. This little green laughs at cold, grows wild, and brings nutrition you won't find in boring salads. Time to ditch the limp lettuce and let corn salad whisper its way back onto your plate. 12th and final is sea kale, the coastal crusader that's a beach bum with a purpose. This veggie kept medieval sailors alive, and it's way sweeter than you'd guess. Growing wild in the salty sands of northern Europe, its mild, tender shoots taste like asparagus, while the leaves cook up like cabbage, delicate yet hearty. For fishing villages cut off from fresh produce, it was a godsend, loaded with vitamin C to stomp out scurvy before it could start. Get this, it's got 6 times more vitamin C than lemons, making it a seaside superhero in an era when citrus was a distant dream. Medieval folks blanched the young shoots in spring or boiled the leaves all summer, turning harsh coastlines into free grocery stores. So why'd we ditch it? We got distracted by fancier greens that need pampering. Sea kale's rugged simplicity got overlooked. But it's still out there, growing wild, begging to be picked. Free, delicious, and tougher than nails, sea kale's a no-brainer comeback. Next beach trip, skip the souvenirs and smag some seaside goodness. It's history's gift waiting to save your plate. That's our dozen, from Skirret's sweet, sneaky roots to sea kale's coastal magic. These 12 forgotten champs powered medieval Europe through famines, freezes, and everything in between. They're not just plants, they're time capsules of grit, flavor, and genius we've let slip away. So why keep them buried? These treasures deserve a comeback. Grow them in your backyard, cook them in your kitchen, taste the history on your plate. Imagine roasting salsify for a winter feast or tossing fat hen in a salad, medieval vibes with modern swagger. It's up to us to bring them back. Which one's your favorite? Skirret's Sugar Rush? Lovage Bold Punch? Drop it in the comments below. Let's spark a revolution and resurrect these legends together. Hit subscribe if you're ready to dig into more forgotten gems, because history's too delicious to leave in the past.